Good evening, inhabitants of the exclusion zone. I'm being reminded by the company that I'm supposed to remind you not to leave the exclusion zone. I'm being told that you know what you did, and attempting to leave the zone will result in a military response. Personally, I'd rather be left alone, so if you can hear this, please stay put. Stay put and listen to The Shadow. And on today's broadcast, we have The Creepr, the tenor with the broken voice, and Murder on Approval. Enjoy.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Shadow's latest adventure starts in just a moment. Right now, I want to tell you about a new kind of tire that will stop you quicker, safer on wet, slippery roads than you've ever stopped before. It's the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown with the amazing lifesaver tread that actually dries wet roads. Impartial tests made by the independent Pittsburgh testing laboratory prove this fact beyond dispute. Not one of the regular or premium price tires of America's 6 largest tire manufacturers came up to the new Goodrich Silvertown in resistance to skid. These exhaustive tests also prove that the new Silvertown averaged 19.1% more non-skid mileage than any other tire tested in its own price range, which means you get every 6 mile free. Equip your car with Goodrich Safety Silvertown. Then you'll know what it means to be saved by a Silvertown stop. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, as haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost, as inevitable as a guilty conscience. The Shadow's true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Creepr.
Mother, is that you? Is the storm frightening you? Mother!
Quiet. I won't hurt you. I'm just going to take you away. Away where nobody will ever find you. Nobody will ever find you. And you won't be lonely. There are other fine young ladies like yourself where I'm taking you. They were rich and beautiful, too. Once. Once and once.
Lamont, forgive me for making you rush over here to my apartment at this time of the morning. I just learned that something's happened to one of my dearest friends, Edith Day.
Edith Day? I remember her, Margot. Came out 2 seasons ago. Isn't she that beautiful little dark-haired girl I know as the Allenders?
Yes, that's the one, Lamont. Her mother just phoned me. She's frantic, terrified.
Now, Margot, supposing you compose yourself, tell me exactly what's wrong. This is Margot Lane, my assistant in criminal investigation, would do if it was someone who meant nothing to you.
This is such a shock, Lamont. Edith's missing.
Missing?
Yes, she disappeared from her bedroom last night. There were signs of a struggle.
Where's the house located?
In the Mayfair district.
5-block section where all those recent robberies have occurred?
Yes, and 2 murders and 5 other disappearances.
That's right, but the paper said every block is a private guard and the finest burglar alarms have been installed in all the houses.
But Lamont, it's terrible. People just disappearing into thin air without a trace. Without any clue as to what's happened to them. Something awful must have happened to Edith.
No ransom notes?
No, nothing.
Police are there, of course.
Oh, yes, swarming all over the house. Commissioner Weston himself is conducting the inquiry. Mrs. Day asked me to come over here and stay with her, but I want to talk to you first. Oh, poor Edith.
Police must have searched the house, I suppose.
Yes, we talked about
She
him.
might have been carried across the rooftop.
No, the door to the roof was bolted and locked on the inside. It's equipped with a burglar alarm, too.
You go ahead and console Mrs. Day, Margot.
I was hoping you'd come with me.
Not at the moment, Margot.
But it's a case for you as the shadow.
Yes, Margot, the shadow will take a hand in this game of violence and death.
Dave, are you absolutely certain your daughter did not leave the house after midnight?
Yes. Yes, Commissioner Weston. You asked me that before.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry, but... Come in.
Callahan, the watchman's here, Commissioner.
Have him come in.
Morning, Commissioner.
Callahan, your report shows you tried all the doors of this house every hour on the hour last night.
That's right. They were okay. They were all locked.
And nobody could have opened a door or a window in this house without setting off the burglar alarm in your agency's central office.
Yes, that's right.
Then Miss Day must still be in this house. Sergeant.
Yes, sir?
Have your men made a complete search all through the house?
Oh, yes, Commissioner, from top to bottom. But ain't a place we haven't looked with our butt. I mean, well, Miss Day, by
My poor baby. Oh, Edith.
Hello, Century Moving Company. This is Mrs. Claremont. I'm moving out of the Mayfair district. Yes, I want a van today. Yes, I'm moving to a hotel. I won't spend another night in this section.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Stint, but I'm giving notice. I've been your butler for 10 years, but also the things that have happened to Miss Mayfair.
Jake, about that Mayfair crime wave story. Make it hot. Pour it into Commissioner Weston. List the unsolved crimes. 2 known dead, 6 persons missing without a trace. Demand action. Results, smear it all over the front page. Go to town on it. Oh, there you are, Margot.
Lamont, what on earth are you doing here in the public
I've been
library?
discovering things about this fair city of ours that I never knew before, Margot.
I don't understand, Lamont.
I'm trying to find Edith Day, Margot. It may seem a very roundabout way, but the police and the private detective agencies have proven the futility of direct methods.
Then you have discovered something. Oh, Lamont, what is it? And why did you come here to the public library?
Because I wanted to look up some old maps and records of the city.
But why? What could that possibly have to do with Edith's disappearance?
I'm not sure, Margot, but it may have everything to do with it. I'll show you something that may surprise you.
Lamont, what are you driving at? That's just an old map.
Exactly, Margot, an engineering map, a plan of the proposed water conduit, surveyed and laid out in the year 1896.
But, Lamont...
Wait, Margot, I'll explain. This plan calls for a 12-foot water main from the West Park Reservoir to the Central District, a distance of 1.5 miles. Margot, 1 mile of that water conduit was built. Then the Spanish-American War came along and the project was abandoned. It was sealed up. It's all here in the old city records. In some way, the whole project became lost in the tangles of official red tape and forgotten.
What are you driving at? I still can't see what this has to do with...
I'll show you in just a minute. Here. Here's a rough sketch of the Mayfair district, Margot, on tissue paper. I've marked the location of every house in that district where a murder, robbery, or abduction has taken place in the last 2 months. Here. Placed over this old map. Now, look. See what happens?
Oh, why, Lamont, every one of those houses is located directly over that old abandoned water main.
Yes, Margot, and unless I'm badly mistaken, that is the answer to the disappearance of Edith Day, and it'll lead us to the solution of this crime wave in the Mayfair district.
Lamont, that water main must be way down underground. The police searched the basements of those houses. There'd have to be an entrance big enough for a man to get through.
I believe there is, Margot. It's the only possible answer. In every one of these crimes, the story's been the same. No one was seen going into the houses. No one was seen going out. The burglar alarms were intact, yet people vanished.
Oh, Lamont, only you're right. If there's still some chance Edith and those other poor people are still alive, down there in that abandoned hole in the earth. But who could do a thing like that, and why would they do it?
Must be the work of a monster, Margot. I've checked up on the things that were stolen in the other crimes. Richly upholstered furniture, tapestries, paintings. Never any money or jewelry. Things you would ordinarily expect a thief to take.
Heavens, Lamont. You think someone has taken those things down into that black hole?
Yes, and he's taken something else that is doubly significant. Food. Storerooms have been stripped. Case after case of canned goods has been carried away, Margot. Food enough for 12 people. And if more than anything else convinces me that the people who vanished are still alive somewhere down there in a labyrinth of tunnels carved out of solid rock.
Oh, Lamont, if only you're right. There's only some way we can get down there.
I believe there is. I believe there is a way.
A way the shadow can get down there with your help.
I'll do anything. Anything. You know that, Lamont.
Margot, I want you to go straight from here to Mrs. Day's. I want you to stay there tonight.
But what about you? Where will you be? Can't I do something to help?
Later, Margot, but don't worry. You walk through the door of the Day mansion, the shadow will be with you. I'm sure that somewhere the wall, the floor, the basement of that house will yield the answer to this ghastly riddle. Anyway, I heard something down there in the cellar. Sort of a tapping sound.
Oh, don't go down there, Henry. Don't do it, I tell you. Henry, this house has given me the creeps. I won't work here another day. I'm giving notice to Mrs. Day in the morning. She'll have to get another maid.
You're right. I don't hear nothing now. Maybe it was just imagining things after what happened last night. I'm a butler, not a detective. Mrs. Day insists on staying in this house. I'm needing her service, too.
Oh, shut the door, Henry. I can't stand the looks of that hotel. It's just...
Yes. You have good reason to be afraid to stay in this house. Unless I find what I'm looking for. This big stone slab has a hollow ring. This is it. This is the answer.
Oh, Margot, you don't know how much it means to me to have you stay here. All my friends want me to leave this house, but I can't. And the servants, they're afraid. I'm sure they'll leave tomorrow.
I'm glad I could be with you, Mrs. Day. But now, don't think any more about it, please. Try to get some rest. You're exhausted.
Well, I'll try, Margot, but I'm afraid I can't rest. All I can do is think of what's happened and what may be happening to Edith. Oh, my poor darling. Oh, so awful, Margot, not to know.
What's happened today?
Oh, it's the house phone in the hall, Margot. Will you answer?
Yes, I'll answer it right away. Try to get some rest, Mrs. Day, please. Hello?
Margot.
Yes, Lamont.
You come down to the basement immediately. Try to get here without being seen. The servants have gone to bed. Hurry, Margot.
Lamont, it's Margot. Where are you?
Right here, Margot. Be as quiet as you can. I'll turn on my flashlight.
What have you found?
Come over here a minute. Look, that stone slab.
Then you were right, Lamont. This is how Edith was carried away, down through that hole. But how in the world did you get the slab up?
For quite a while, I found an iron bar. Be careful. Don't get too close to that hole, Margot. There's no telling how deep it is.
Lamont, now what are we going to do? Hadn't we better notify the police?
No, Margot. Calling the police now might mean the death of every one of his victims, if they're still alive.
But suppose whoever's doing this heard you tapping down here, heard you lifting the stone. Suppose he's waiting for you down there in the dark somewhere.
I've got to risk that.
Oh, how will you get down? There's no ladder.
There's a heavy clothesline in the laundry room at the other end of the cellar. I noticed it when I was examining the walls in there. I'll get it.
All right, but I wish you'd better...
Ladies and gentlemen, before the Shadow's exciting adventure continues, I have a word about auto trips. Because there are so many motorists who risk life and limb without knowing it.
Yes, the shadow knows. Many a motorist rushes through the rain, puts himself in real danger of skidding, spinning, swerving on wet roads, can't stop quick, can't stop short, can't control his car. Many a motorist faces a death-dealing, accident-dealing blowout.
Why should you risk your life through skid or blowout when today, without paying a cent extra, you can get life-saving protection against both of these hazards? Yes, motorists, a new kind of tire. The new Goodrich Safety Silvertown with its lifesaver tread grips dry roads, dries wet roads, overcomes the hazard zone of motoring where a slippery film of water on the road may make complete control of your car almost impossible. This means that you stop quicker, safer than you've ever stopped before. And the exclusive Golden Ply gives you real protection against dangerous high-speed blowouts. The new Goodrich Silvertown is the safest thing on wheels. It's here to save your life. Yes, save your life at no extra cost. Don't forget, Your car and everyone in it will be safer if you ride on Goodrich, Safety Silvertown.
Did you hear that? Yes. Yes, do you know what it means? The Creepr is bringing you another victim to keep us company in this living tomb. There was only something we could do. We could only get these chains or... No, it's no use. We're helpless.
Dr. Conrad, do you think there's any chance? Any hope?
You mustn't give up hope, Miss Day. Sooner or later, the police will trap the Creepr. Find the tunnel.
The police. Listen, all of you. Some of you have been here a day, a week, 2 weeks. I've been here 2 months. Nothing but that Creepr and rats for company. Chained like an animal, half-starved. I thought the police would find me. I had hope, too, but now I know. We'll die here. We'll never get out. Never. Never. Never get out.
The police are here. He'll come and use that whip again. I can't stand anymore.
Be quiet, will you? I will. What difference does it make? Sooner or later, the Creepr will kill us all. We'll never see the light of day again. Never. Never see the...
Oh, why did you hit him? He didn't know what he was saying.
I had to. He's unconscious now, and it's better that way. Can't stand much more. Heaven help us if someone doesn't get us out of here soon.
Now, so you'll find out how I catch all the fine, beautiful ladies and bring them down here.
Wait, you don't have to put those chains on me. I won't try to get away.
Nobody gets away. Nobody ever gets away. Nobody knows about this old tunnel. I found it long ago.
How long have you lived down here? Who are you? And why have you crawled up into people's homes and dragged them down here? What have you done with them? You haven't killed them, have you?
No. Only one. Because he wouldn't talk to me. Always kept trying to get away. I killed him so he wouldn't run away. But then there was no one to talk to. I got lonely. That was long, long ago.
But the others, and Edith Day, the girl you carried away last night, where are they?
Oh, you'll see them real soon. It's not far from here down the tunnel. A great wide place is the tunnel. It's like a big room. You shall see.
Wait, let me rest here a minute more, then I'll go with you.
No, you don't. You come now, quickly.
Let go. Let me tell you something. How do you know someone else won't find your hiding place just as I did? Hadn't you better go up and shock and blow that stone fire?
No, you come now. Try to trick me. I'll come back and fix that when I've chained you up with the rest of them.
Maybe too late. Someone knows I'm here. He was in the basement when you pulled me down here.
Well, let him come. I'm not afraid of any man. All men are afraid of me. I make them afraid. I make them my slaves. They call me the Creepr.
Creepr?
So, you were the Creepr, and all men fear you.
What was that? What was that? I heard laughter. A voice.
Yes, the laughter and voice of the shadow.
But there's no one here. I see no one, and yet I...
Yes, someone is here. Someone you can't see. Someone who's not afraid of you. You're hearing the shadow.
Shadow? But shadows do not laugh. They do not speak. No. For years I have lived among shadows in the darkness.
Your crimes have found you out, Creepr.
The voice of a man. Why can't I see him? There's no place he can hide, not here.
I am here, close to you, Creepr. Even by the yellow light of your lantern, you cannot see me, because I have the power to cast a shadow across your mind, a veil across your eyes.
No! It's like a dream. Like the dreams I used to have when I lived down here alone. I used to pretend. I used to talk to people. Pretend they talk to me.
No, Creepr. Those others who spoke to you were fantastic creatures of your imagination. I am here. Watch, I'll prove it to you. See? I was close enough to snatch that chain from your hand, throw it away. Now you are going to lead me to your other victims. Margot, get back. Get away from me.
No, you keep away from me. Keep away or I'll kill you.
Is that the gun you used to kill Haggerty, the night watchman, Creepr?
Yes, a better way. I can see the girl. Keep away from me, Shadow. You keep away or I'll shoot her.
You never had the chance.
Let go of me. You'll never take me. Never. I told you. I told you I'd kill her. I told you, Shadow.
Margot. Oh, what a fool I was to expose you to this.
Did he get away?
No. I knocked him out, but not quite soon enough. Did he shoot you?
Nothing, Lamont, nothing. Bullet hit my shoulder. Only a flesh wound. I'll be all right. Find me to stay in the others, Lamont. Get them out of here.
No, Margot, that can wait. I've got to stop the flow of blood.
I'm all right. Let me get up.
No. I'm trying to get up. Hold still. Till I get this handkerchief. Get in, Margot. Tight. Best we can do is I'll get you to a doctor there. I've got to find some way of getting you back up that shaft.
No, please, Lamont. It's only a flesh wound, I tell you. The bleeding's almost stopped. I'll be all right. Just leave me here and go help the others. Lamont.
What?
The creeper. The man's still there,
Yes?
but he's gone. You said
Good. Listen, I thought I'd knocked him out.
you got to go after him. Now that he knows someone's found his hiding place, he'll kill Edith. He'll kill all the people he's got down here.
I'm afraid you're right, Margot. I hate to leave you here like this.
Lamont, go on, please. I'm all right. I'll try to find a way to get up the shaft and notify the police.
All right, Margot. You think you can. There's a ladder, but be careful. It's old and rotten, and some of the rungs are gone.
I'll get out. I'll get help, but it may be too late unless you can find the creeper and stop him from murdering those poor people he's dragged down into this awful thing.
I could only be sure which way he went.
He's going to take me that way, down the tunnel. Hurry, Lamont. Hurry. Take the land.
All right, Margot, but get out of here if you can. Notify the police. Tell them the creeper shot you. Tell them you saw him escape down here through the cellar, but don't come back down here, Margot. There's no telling what may happen, what this fiend may do.
Look. The creeper's come back.
Yes. Something's happened this day. Maybe the police have found this horrible place at last. His face is bleeding. His eyes.
Horrible. Being chained up like this, like animals.
We're helpless.
If the police are coming, he'll kill us. I know he will.
Wait. He's going to that chair he calls his throne.
Look at these people. Do something. Why are they standing
Yes.
there?
He's turning this way. Something's happened, all right. I'm afraid something worse is going to happen.
Oh, nothing could be worse than this. Nothing. Oh.
Why don't you get it over with?
Why don't you kill us and be done with it?
Yes. Why don't I? Why don't I kill all of you? That's it. That's it. Then he won't be able to take me away from my castle in the earth. So easy. I have the dynamite, and it's all ready. All I have to do is light the fuse. That's it. That's it. That'll seal the tunnel, and we'll all die. But we'll all be together. I won't be lonely.
It's too late for that, creeper.
Shadow. So you followed me here?
Yes, creeper.
You hear that? It's the shadow.
Shadow, listen to me, all of you. You have nothing to fear from me. Nothing to fear from the shadow. I've come to help you. Get you out of this desert.
But you won't, Shadow. You'll never take them away from me. Look. Look what I have in my hand. See? Dynamite. Dynamite. I stole that, too. I knew that someday I might need it. Someday someone would come. But it'll kill us all. And it'll kill you, too, Shadow.
No, creeper, I'm not chained. I can get away from you. Why don't you follow me? Follow my voice.
You're afraid, Shadow. You're running away. But you won't get far. You don't know this tunnel like I do.
Then follow me. Follow my voice, creeper. Follow my voice.
I'm following you. You can't go much further. You've come the wrong way. Behind you is the end of the tunnel. The end of the tunnel. And the end of you.
Yes, this is the end of the tunnel. What are you waiting for, creeper? Light the fuse. Now is your chance.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Now is my chance. Now.
Margot, I know. I've read the papers. They gave the shadow a very fine obituary, don't you?
Oh, but Lamont, what really happened? When the police got there, Edith Day and Mr. Conrad and the others told them the shadow arrived just as the creeper was going to dynamite the place and kill them all. They said the shadow tricked the creeper into following him down the tunnel away from the others so they wouldn't be killed. And then there was an explosion. They said the creeper and the shadow were blown to pieces.
Do I look blown to pieces,
Oh,
Margot?
but Lamont, how did you escape?
The old trick of voice projection, Margot. Ventriloquism. Easy in that tunnel. The creeper followed my voice, hurled the dynamite where he thought my voice was coming from. Ahead of him. All the time I was behind him. Far enough behind him to be safe.
Oh, I'm glad. Oh, I'm so glad, Lamont. I was afraid that this time it was true, that the shadow was dead.
No, Margot. As Mark Twain once said, the report of my death has been grossly exaggerated. The shadow is still alive. Very much alive, as the criminal world will discover to its sorrow.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows.
All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the Shadow begins his next adventure, I want to tell you that the big news going the rounds among motorists these days is about the amazing Goodrich Silvertown tire with the Lifesaver tread. It's the talk of the nation. Yes, this new kind of tire stops you quicker in any wet weather emergency than you've ever stopped before. And here's the secret. The reason why this tire resists skidding on the slipperiest roads. The tread is grooved with never-ending spiral bars. Those spiral bars act like a battery of windshield wipers. They sweep water right and left, force it out through the deep drainage grooves, make a dry track for the rubber to grip. No wonder this new Silvertown is the talk of the nation, the safest thing on wheels. It costs no more to give your family this life-saving protection. Equip your car with Goodrich. Safety Silvertowns now. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard. His true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Tenor with the Broken Voice.
Oh, I just adore hearing Pagliacci. It seems to be the most... Hello, how are you?
Lamont, this is delightful. I'm so glad we're going to hear Pagliacci. It's my favorite opera.
It is beautiful, Margot. You know, they say this young tenor, Hagen Radcliffe, has a gorgeous voice.
I hear he's marvelous. He should be magnificent in that closing aria of the first act, Vesti da Juba.
Oh, the curtain's
Oh, we'd better go.
That's why I can get in. I think I'm going to be late for work. All right. I'm fine.
Last aria.
E la fascia in farina, la gente paga e ride vole qua. Ai, se alle chi innamora colombina, ridi Pagliaccia e ognuna plagherà. Tra i musica e la nativa spasso di pianto, in una spazio stignato e il gavar. Ridi, Pagliaccia, ma il tuo volma, il
Oh, Lamont, what happened?
I'm afraid Radcliffe's voice is cracked, my dear. This is tragic.
Madonna Maria, my beautiful voice, it's gone. 10 years of studying slavery and now nothing. My life is ended.
How sad, Lamont. They're leading him off the stage.
Good evening, Margot.
Good evening, Lamont. What are you listening to on the radio?
Don't you recognize it, Margot? It's the opera Pagliacci.
Oh, yes. And it's being broadcast from that same opera house where Hagen Radcliffe's voice cracked during that closing aria, the first act we heard last week.
Yes. Too bad. Just as Radcliffe had reached the end of the long ladder that leads to fame, his voice should fail. But, Margot, I'm not quite sure that we've seen the end of that tragedy.
Why, what do you mean, Lamont?
Just that a great tragedy invariably has repercussions. You might like it to throwing a stone in a quiet pond. There's never just one ripple. There are waves of them. But I'm afraid I'm becoming morbid. Who's singing the tenor role in Pagliacci tonight? You?
Harley Fisk.
Oh,
He
yes.
has quite a lovely voice, too, hasn't he? This is that same aria that Hagen Radcliffe's voice cracked on last week.
Turn up the radio a bit, Margot.
Yes, I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, we regret that this brings the broadcast of Pagliacci to a close.
What?
There's been a tragedy at the opera. A sandbag fell from the ceiling, hitting Harley Fisk, the tenor, killing him instantly. We now return you to our studios.
Oh, Lamont, how ghastly.
See, my dear, as I said, The ripples of the stone falling in the quiet pond, starting to spread.
Then you think this has a connection with what happened to Radkoff last week?
This is no time to think, Margot. I'm going to investigate.
Oh, Lamont, can the shadow never rest?
Not as long as crime and outrage never rest.
Hello?
Hello, Commissioner Weston?
Yes?
This is Clyde Burke of the Classic. Say, Commissioner, what about the death of Harley Fisk at the Opera House last night?
Well, what about it? A very regrettable accident.
Maybe. But listen, Commissioner, there's a story in here somewhere. Just the week before, Hagen Radkoff was singing that same song when he lost his voice for good.
Yes, I know that.
Well, we figured on running a story on how maybe that song is jinxed. And we wanted a statement from you. You know, they're planning to do the same opera again tomorrow night.
Of all the cheap sensationalism. You can't expect me to be a party to such a story.
Why not?
Good day, Mr. Burke.
Commissioner Weston, you signed these orders for the traffic detail?
Yes, Hello.
Good morning, Commissioner Weston.
Oh, it's you, Shadow. What do you want now?
I have some suggestions for you. You know they are doing Pagliacci again tonight.
So I've been told.
Weston, you must be sure at least 2 squads of detectives cover every section of the Opera House. Afraid there'll be trouble again during the singing of the closing aria.
No, I won't do that, Shadow.
Weston, you're a very foolish man. There is catastrophe in the cards for tonight. You can prevent it if you follow my instructions.
Shadow, I don't need you or any other man to tell me how to run this office.
Commissioner Weston, didn't your grandmother ever tell you that old saying, there are none so blind as those who will not see? My grandmother did, and again I say it is absolutely imperative that you have a detail guarding the Opera House tonight.
It's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm too busy to discuss it any further.
Isn't it exciting? Did you read that story in the Classic about the opera Pagliacci?
Yes, I did. You know, my husband usually goes to sleep every time we come here to the Opera House. But tonight, my dear, he's positively sitting on the edge of his chair.
Oh, can you blame him?
Well, Henry, do you think the tragedies will repeat themselves?
Well, we'll know in a few minutes. Curtain's just about to go up on the first act.
Yes, so I understand. Oh, say, isn't that Commissioner Weston coming in?
Hey, George, it is. Say, maybe there is something in this after all. Oh, good evening, Commissioner.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're here to try and stop another tragedy, Commissioner?
Absurd. There's nothing to that tragedy nonsense. I'm here solely to listen to the music, and I wouldn't have even done that if my wife hadn't insisted.
Did you hear what he said?
Well, I guess there's nothing to it then.
We could have stayed home and played bridge, too.
Yeah.
Curtain going up.
Well, I wonder if it'll happen tonight. Here's the fatal aria now, dear.
Yes, this is the voice of the shadow. And possibly the citizens of this city
have more faith in me than the commissioner has. Clear the stage immediately and ring down the asbestos curtain.
Yes, do what he says. Shadow! Shadow! Bring down the curtain.
Well, there goes the curtain down. I wonder what next.
Listen to me. Listen to me once again, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid. There will not be another explosion. And the fire will be kept backstage by the asbestos curtain. Begin leaving in orderly fashion. Obey the ushers, and no one will be hurt. As regards these calamities, you have my word as the shadow that I will not rest until I have solved this mystery of the opera.
Ladies and gentlemen, if the Shadow makes a false step now, he'll be playing right into the hands of his enemies. And remember, every time you drive in the rain on worn, smooth tires, you may be playing into the hands of a dangerous skid. Who knows what may happen?
The shadow knows. Beware. Thousands killed or injured. Cars wrecked. That's the price American motorists pay every year when tires lose their grip and skid on wet, slippery pavements.
Yes, motorists. Don't risk that sickening, pit-of-the-stomach feeling that comes when your car suddenly swerves out of control. For remember, this new Goodrich Silvertown is the only tire with the lifesaver tread. The amazing skid protection that will stop you quicker, safer in a wet road emergency than you've ever stopped before. The nation's largest independent testing laboratory proved this by testing this new Silvertown against both regular and premium price tires of the 5 other leading tire manufacturers. The engineers of the impartial Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory found that no tire tested, regardless of price, came up to the Goodrich Silvertown in skid resistance. And when you know that Silvertowns also give you the famous golden ply blowout protection, is it any wonder that it's called the safest thing on wheels? Put Goodrich Safety Silvertowns on your car now and play safe.
Gentlemen, we have called this meeting of the Board of Directors of the Opera Company because we feel that there now exists a crisis and we directors must come to an immediate decision. You're all aware of the regrettable events of the past week. And gentlemen, we must decide whether or not to suspend opera for the balance of the season. I call on Commissioner Weston, who has kindly consented to come here this evening and advise me. Commissioner Weston.
Well, gentlemen, I'm placed in an awkward position. I realize that to close the Opera House for the balance of the season will mean that a number of people will lose their jobs. Not only the stars, but many who can ill afford it. Stagehands, ushers, porters, extras, and many others who are necessary to an institution of this size. But, gentlemen, the question is, dare you continue?
That is indeed the question, Commissioner. Gentlemen, Mr. Hagen Radcliffe has also consented to appear before us this evening and give his opinion. Mr. Radcliffe.
Gentlemen, my heart is very sad. Not only because I lose my beautiful voice, but also these tragedies that happen when the opera Pagliacci is sung. But I do not think you have to close the opera house. It is only Pagliacci that must close. Because if Pagliacci is never given again, these terrible accidents will finish.
Yes, that makes sense. Why couldn't we just eliminate Pagliacci?
Because, gentlemen, these tragic events are not accidents.
Who said that? I know that voice. The shadow is here.
The shadow?
Here?
Yes, gentlemen. Here in the shadows.
Shadow, what do you know about these tragedies in the opera?
Enough, Commissioner Weston, to realize the person who started this reign of terror will never stop until he is brought to justice. You would be content for a time if you discontinued Pagliacci. But the burning, blistering hate that motivates him would force him to strike again and again.
Look here, Shadow. If you have any information, you're obstructing justice in not turning it over to me.
At present, Commissioner, I've only a theory. But I will solve these tragedies for you within the next 48 hours.
Commissioner Weston, I do not agree with the shadow. I believe Pagliacci is cursed, and that it is only that aria that will bring tragedies.
Mr. Radcliffe, although many times I don't agree with the shadow, I must admit he has helped me solve many tough cases.
Thank you, Commissioner Weston. I will trap this killer for you if you'll do exactly as I say. Tomorrow night, you must once again give the opera Pagliacci.
Gentlemen, have there not been tragedies enough?
Shadow, what do you intend to do if Pagliacci is sung again?
I cannot tell you my plans, Commissioner, but you must trust me. Remember, the shadow has never failed you yet.
Well, gentlemen, though I hesitate to advise you to do this, nevertheless, in my opinion, this is a case for the shadow.
Thank you again, Commissioner.
But, Shadow, if there are any tricks...
There will be none. Gentlemen, will you do as I ask? Will you give Pagliacci again a week from tonight? If you do so, arrange to keep Box 7 vacant. For Box 7 will be occupied by the shadow.
We had best take a vote. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No, never.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Radcliffe. You have no vote. Only the directors are entitled to vote.
But you cannot do this. Pagliacci is cursed. It started by breaking my voice. Death will follow it every time.
Mr. Radcliffe,
no,
we know how you
cannot
feel.
Do.
Understand the strain you're under as a result of the recent events. But try to calm yourself, sir.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm sorry.
Will one of you gentlemen assist Mr. Radcliffe to his home,
Yes,
please?
I'll be glad to.
Calling Margot Lane. Calling Margot Lane. We have important work to be done tonight. Meet me in front of the Opera House at 12:30. That is all.
Good evening, Mike. Kind of nice tonight.
Ah, 'tis that. Sure hate to go inside and make me rounds.
Well, Mike, aren't you a little scared having to guard the Opera House at night after all them killings?
Oh, sure, I've been night watchman here at the Opera House for going on 8 years now. I ain't going to start trembling at this late day.
Well, I guess you're safe as long as you don't start singing that mystery song.
Ah, never a bit of fear of that. The Wearing of the Green is the only tune I ever sing. Well, good night, my lad. I must make another inspection tour of the Opera House. The saints preserve us. This here Opera House is the darkest spot in the world. Who's that? I see you over there. Oh, I didn't know it was you, sir.
Come here a minute, Mike. I want to show you something.
Yes, sir, I was...
Oh, don't do that, sir. Not to me. Oh, the knife, sir.
No one will stand in my path. Now I will complete my work in Box 7. So, the electric cord runs from the asbestos curtain, and I connect it here to the powder. Tomorrow, let the shadow call for them to lower the asbestos curtain, and his own words will seal his doom. He will blow the Opera House to pieces.
Well, Margot, the Opera House isn't quite so glittering at this hour.
So dark, it almost seems haunted.
It is haunted in a sense, Margot. Haunted perhaps by the ghost of the immortal Caruso, come to sing at last duet with his great friend Shaliapin.
Lamont, look over there. It's a body on the floor.
The night watchman. He's been stabbed. Killer has struck again.
Lamont, when will this end?
If my plans work, tomorrow we'll see this atrocious murderer brought to justice.
Why? Why did he kill the watchman?
Probably the watchman discovered him before we arrived, but you'd better go home now. I'll send for an ambulance.
Oh, Lamont, please be careful.
Don't worry, Margot. The killer will not return tonight. She'll be here for tomorrow's opera. I have a ticket for you in Box 6. I will be in Box 7, in the shadows.
Hello, Commissioner Weston.
Well, Shadow, you don't seem to be able to do much about this opera killer. Thanks to my trust in you, the night watchman was almost killed last night. If someone hadn't given him first aid before the ambulance arrived, he'd surely have died. As it is, he'll be unconscious for 3 days.
Weston, I gave that watchman the necessary treatment that saved his life. I will unmask the killer at tonight's performance of Pagliacci.
There isn't going to be any performance of Pagliacci tonight. I'm going to force them to cancel it and close the Opera House for the balance of the season.
Weston, you can't do that. You'll only turn this atrocious killer into other channels. He's at the breaking point now. Unless he is captured, he will soon terrorize every place of entertainment, the whole entertainment world. You must do as I say. I will see that no harm comes to anyone at tonight's performance. But only if you follow my instructions.
Well, I'm a fool to trust you, Shadow. What do you want me to do?
Arrange to have everyone connected with the opera company present at tonight's concert. All singers, even the members of the board. You personally assign their seats to them and station a plainclothes man on each side of every one of them.
Well, all right, Shadow, I'll do it. But this is your last chance.
Unless I underestimate this murderous madman, it is indeed my last chance, Commissioner. Goodbye.
Well, my dear, I didn't expect to find you here, Pagliacci. Aren't you terrified?
No. I think the whole thing was only a series of unfortunate coincidences. After all, if there were any danger, they would hardly repeat the opera tonight.
I heard a rumor that they were doing it at the request of the Shadow. He guarantees to catch the murderer tonight. Oh, isn't it thrilling? I can hardly wait until the fatal aria is sung.
Is everything all set, Cardona?
Everyone connected with the opera company is present and accounted for, Commissioner. I got 2 men detailed, each one of them. Don't seem to be no trouble so far.
No, but the trouble never started until the closing aria of the first act. Be on your toes.
Yes, sir.
Curtain going up. Curtain going up, ladies and gentlemen. Curtain going up.
This is the fatal area now.
Non so più quel che dico, e quel che faccio, passati, va, e tu fettelo. Tu sei pagliaccio.
Anyone lowering that curtain. You value your lives and the lives of everyone present.
Shadow, don't lower the curtain. Listen to him.
Cardona.
Yes, Commissioner.
Take some men immediately. Get backstage and guard the ropes that control the asbestos curtain.
Yes, sir. Come along, you. Get back there and see no one touches that curtain.
Now, Mr. Radcliffe.
Aye?
Yes, you. You look relieved. You didn't expect Commissioner Weston to order the asbestos curtain lowered, did you?
What do you mean?
You didn't want it lowered until you had a chance to escape out of the theater yourself.
Why should I want to leave the theater?
Because you know that if the curtain were lowered, it would operate a switch and explode the dynamite you planted in this box.
He lies. The Shadow himself planted the gunpowder in that box. He is the guilty one.
Very clever, Radcliffe. But how did you know there was gunpowder? I said there was dynamite. Radcliffe, you were the killer who has been terrorizing the opera house.
That's a lie, a lie!
You were also one of the few who knew that the Shadow would be in box 7. Radcliffe, you are guilty.
Yes, I did it. I lost my voice in this opera, and with it my chance to be the greatest to ever sing Pagliacci. But I swore then I would be the last, that nobody else would sing it. I would have been too, if it weren't for you. Curse you, Shadow!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last of the opera murders. The stone has sunk at last to the bottom of the pond, and the ripples are ended. The curse of this opera and the dangers attached to the performance have been removed. The people of this city may again enjoy the beauty of the music drama without fear of death.
Free
dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine, now on sale at your local newsstand.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
what evil lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, to stay at the top and meet the competition of the underworld's keenest minds, the Shadow has to be still better than any of them. And it's the same way with tires. For years, Goodrich Silvertowns have given motorists the real blowout protection of the Golden Fly. Now, like a true champion, Goodrich offers another important safety feature. The amazing new Lifesaver tread that gives you the quickest non-skid stops you've ever had. This new tread is specially designed to overcome the hazard zone of motoring, where a slippery film of water on the road may make complete command of your car almost impossible. Its never-ending spiral bars sweep the water right and left, force it out through the deep grooves, make a dry track for the rubber to grip. Wouldn't you be thankful for a tire like that the next time you're faced with a wet road emergency? Put Goodrich Silvertowns on your car now. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard. His true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, Murder on Approval.
Dr. Calanza, I have read your statement.
Yes?
Frankly, I am interested.
I thought you would be, General. Otherwise, I never would have traveled so many thousand miles to see you.
You say that you can infect a large number of persons with a deadly disease at will.
Yes.
That you can cause more deaths in an army than all the guns in the world.
Your Excellency, once let loose, this disease would totally destroy an enemy's morale. With its aid, you can easily overcome any nation in the world.
The general is already ruler of the East.
But he will not stop with his conquest. I am sure His Excellency is planning to extend his powers even further. I can give him victory.
What is this sickness you can spread, Doctor?
I am sorry. That I cannot divulge at this time.
Nor the method of infecting the enemy, Doctor.
Nor that, Your Excellency. And only I know the cure.
Dr. Calanza, your name is not unknown to us. You have been many things. Scientist, adventurer, spy. But you've not always been successful.
No. General, may I suggest that you let me try an experiment on troops of your own choosing?
Troops? I cannot sacrifice my men. If your disease is fatal...
Not on your own soldiers, sir. But why not those of some other power?
That is an idea.
Soldiers of some country you would be glad to humiliate and hurt. Perhaps even invade.
But we are not at war at the present time, Doctor.
Does that matter? General, pick any spot in the world, any well-guarded garrison, and in 2 months, I shall have wiped out that garrison. Choose the spot for my experiment. But perhaps it would be better to choose some country you are interested in, yes?
Yeah, I see. All right. We will select your guinea pig. Captain, the map.
Yes, General. Here's the map.
Calanza, do you know this spot on the coast of the United States?
No. But that does not matter.
It is one of their army bases.
A splendid choice, General. It is well guarded, Doctor.
All the better to prove my point. I will leave for America at once. In a short time, many American soldiers will die in their barracks. Then, if you wish me to destroy the whole army of the United States, I can do it for you.
Good. Captain, you will make the arrangements with the good doctor, please, to purchase his little methods for murder on approval.
Enjoying yourself, Miss Lane?
Very much, Colonel Torrance. I like the army.
So I've noticed, Margot. I think you've danced with every officer at the base.
Why not, Lamont? The poor boys are due back inside the post at midnight.
Awfully glad you could come tonight, Miss Lane. I don't get away from the base often myself. You'd be surprised at the trouble a couple of thousand men can manage to get into.
Oh, trouble, Colonel?
Yes, if it isn't one thing, it's another. Yesterday, what should crop up but some new-fangled disease?
Oh, a new disease?
Nothing serious, I hope. Is it catchy?
Well, nobody seems to know much about it. Fortunately, there are only a couple of cases. Dr. Harris isolated the sick men immediately, so the rest of us should be safe enough.
Have I met Dr. Harris, Colonel?
I think so. He's around someplace with a foreign doctor. Yes, the stocky, red-faced officer coming this way.
Oh, yes, I see him.
Harris promised to introduce his guest. Evening, Dr. Harris.
Good evening, sir.
Miss Lane, Dr. Nicholas Harris.
How do you do?
We met at dinner, Doctor.
Oh, yes, Mr. Colonel. Colonel, may I present my friend, Dr. Gregor Kalanza?
You're welcome, Dr. Kalanza.
Thank you kindly.
Lamont, shall we dance?
I'd love it, Margot. Will you excuse us, gentlemen?
Certainly. Well, how are those boys in the hospital, Doctor?
Well, they seemed a little better when I left, sir.
Good. Get him to tell you about that, Dr. Kalanza. A couple of soldiers have caught some strange disease.
Really?
Yes, seems so. They're pretty sick, too. Oh, sorry, my wife is looking for me. I'll see you later.
Yes.
That's quite amusing.
What?
You are to tell me about this strange new disease.
Not so loud.
Oh, nonsense. There's nothing to fear. No one knows anything about us, Harris. Unless you have done some talking.
Is it likely I'd go around telling people that I was betraying my country?
You are being well paid.
I know, but
nothing can happen, Harris. The disease is unknown. It strikes very quickly. And it is fatal within a week.
I'd no idea when we started that I was handling such powerful germs.
That's why I insisted on shooting antitoxin into you. Without it, we would both get the disease.
No, I wish it were over.
Oh, don't worry. In a few days, it will be. And you'll be a rich man, Harris.
Yes. Rich. After all these years in the army.
You broke the little glass bottles as I instructed?
Yes, I dropped one of them in the barracks tonight just before I came away.
There are enough germs in those bottles to kill a regiment. You will have some new cases shortly.
Be careful. Here comes one of the lieutenants.
Doctor, have you seen Colonel Tollins?
Why, yes, he's right over there.
Oh, yes. You better come along, sir. You'll be needed. There's trouble at the base.
Trouble?
Yes, hurry, sir.
It seems that our plan is going smoothly, Harris.
Be quiet, will you? Come on over to Colonel Torrance.
Get me inside the base.
All right. Now keep quiet.
Colonel Tar.
Yes?
From the base, sir. Urgent.
Yes, Lieutenant. Let's have it.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. Good Lord.
What is it, sir?
The whole barracks has come down with that confounded disease, Harris. 200 men.
They're pretty bad, sir.
It's an epidemic, sir.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
General order. All officers must report back to post immediately. Emergency.
Yes, sir. The base is already under quarantine, sir.
Good. Announce the recall from the bandstand.
Right away, sir.
Colonel, perhaps Dr. Kalanza could give us a hand. We're going to need every doctor we can get.
I would be delighted, Colonel.
Well, very kind of you.
No excitement, Colonel.
Cranston, you'll have to drive us back at once. The base is hit by an epidemic.
An epidemic?
Yes. Will you have room for Dr. Harris and Dr. Kalanza?
General order! All officers are to report back to post for duty immediately!
Faster, Margot, faster. The Colonel's in a hurry.
The car's going as fast as it can, Lamont.
Yes, we'll be there in a minute, Cranston.
Dr. Harris.
Yes?
I say, have you any idea what this mysterious disease might be?
Well, unfortunately, no. That's why I brought Dr. Kalanza along.
From the symptoms described, it is something entirely new in medical science.
We've got to save those men and check the disease.
I'll do my best, sir.
This thing has spread very rapidly, Doctor. It might almost be some new form of Oriental plague.
Oriental plague? Here? In the United States? Oh, nonsense.
Well, Doctor, I've seen disease spread like wildfire in the Far East. No, I'd like to take a look at this, Colonel.
Well, I'm afraid that's impossible, Mr. Cranston.
Well, why, Harris?
The post has been quarantined by general order, sir. You can't ignore that order.
But Kalanza's going in.
Yes. I am a doctor, Mr. Cranston.
And besides, Mr. Cranston, you might catch the disease.
Well, I don't mind taking that chance.
Well, that's very brave of you, sir, but I'm afraid we can't allow it. The order is definite quarantine against civilians.
Yes, I'm afraid the doctor's right, Lamont. In the Army, orders are orders.
Very well. Just as you say, sir.
So it's just around the bend, Miss Lane.
Pull up alongside the gate.
You are right here, Miss Lane.
All right. Here we are.
Oh, who goes there?
Colonel Torrance.
Advance to be recognized, Colonel Thorne.
Well, thanks for the lift, Lamont.
Don't mention it.
Come on, Dr. Calenza, hurry.
I am ready.
Good night, Miss Lane.
Good night, gentlemen.
I still wish you'd let me go in and take a look around.
Well, I'm afraid that's out of the question entirely, Mr. Cranston. Come on, Calenza.
Coming?
It's nice of you to offer, my boy. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Colonel. Well, I suppose we might as well drive back to the hotel.
Just a moment, Margot. I'm getting out here.
Getting out here, but Lamont...
I'm going to take a look at this disease, Margot. There was a queer look on Calanza's face when I mentioned it might have an Oriental origin.
Yes, but the sentries won't let you in, Lamont. The place is quarantined.
Well, I'll have a very hard time quarantining a shadow.
Lamont, you mean you're going in there as the shadow?
Yes, Margot. When the car door slams, I shall immediately become the shadow.
Who's there? Say. Now, wait a minute, miss.
Oh, well, you want something, soldier?
Why, I just heard the car door slam. Did somebody get out?
Well, you don't see anybody, do you?
No. No, ma'am, but I thought I saw... Well, I guess it's all right. That's kind of funny. Hey, Joe! Yeah? I could have sworn I saw somebody get out of that car. Anybody go through the gate?
Hey, there's enough floodlights here to light up the entire army. I didn't see a soul.
I don't know. I thought I saw a man, and then just like that, there wasn't anybody there.
You must be getting punchy.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we leave the shadow for a moment, just put yourself in this picture. You're driving along in the rain. The road ahead looks safe, even though it is plenty wet. But suddenly you flash past that familiar warning sign, road slippery when wet.
Beware. Look out for skids. Will the tires on your car slip or grip?
And motorists, your tires will grip wet roads if they're the new Goodrich Silvertowns with Lifesaver tread. This fact was proved not alone by Goodrich, but by the nation's largest independent testing laboratory, the noted Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory. The impartial engineers of this great laboratory tested the new Silvertown for 3 months against both the regular and premium price tires of America's 6 largest tire manufacturers. And here are the results. They found that no other tire tested, not even those priced at from 40% to 70% more than Silvertown's, came up to the new Silvertown in skid resistance. Furthermore, they found that this Silvertown gave more non-skid mileage than any of the other tires tested in its own price range. In fact, it averaged 19.1% more mileage before the tires wore smooth, which is the same as saying you'll get every 6th mile free. And remember, motorists, many tires cost more than Silvertown's, but no other tire at any price can give you Lifesaver tread skid protection and the famous Golden Ply blowout protection. Equip your car with these life-saving Silvertowns now.
Broken glass. Glass.
Easy, Steve. Just lie still.
He's raving again, nurse.
He was all right a minute ago, Dr. Brokn.
My head. It burns.
That's the fever. Comes in waves. Moments, he's quite rational.
Who's there? Who broke the glass? I heard a glass break.
Nurse, get Dr. Harris. Maybe he can get that fever down. I can't.
Right away, Dr. Brokn.
I've got to go look after those other patients. Shut the door after us, man.
I'm on fire. Water. Water, please. Glass. Hear it? Broken glass.
Steve. Steve, can you hear me? Listen to me.
Who is it? Oh. Someone there?
You must tell me something, Steve. It's important.
Where are you? I can't see.
Don't worry. Even if you can't see me.
There's only a voice.
I'm here, Steve, here in the shadows. Listen to me.
Yes?
Listen. Quickly, before the fever returns. Tell me, why do you keep repeating the words broken glass?
Broken glass.
Yes. Keep saying it over and over. Why?
I don't know.
Think, Steve. Think, what is there about broken glass? Glass. Think, son.
Glass, broken glass. Oh, I know.
Yes?
That's last night in the barracks. When all the fellows were asleep,
Yes, Steve?
I woke up. I thought I heard something, and like glass breaking.
In the room, Steve?
Yes, just a little tinkle, like someone had dropped a tiny glass. And then a few hours later, we were all sick. Oh, my head. Who broke glass?
All right. Shut the door, Doctor.
This tells me this one is quite bad. One of the new ones. Great Scott!
What is it? What's the matter?
Oh, my head. Why, this boy, he's my nephew.
Your nephew?
Yes, my sister's son, Steve. Steve, how do you feel, boy?
This is unfortunate, Harris.
Well, I thought he was home on leave. He wasn't due back this week. Is he fatally ill, Calanza?
Too bad, Harris. I give him 2 days at most.
No, he can't die.
I am sorry, but it is unavoidable.
Uncle Nick, help me. Calanza, you've got to do something for him.
Nothing can be done.
Steve, it's Uncle Nick, Steve. I'm here. Uncle Nick. Oh, help. Please. Glass.
The boy is delirious, Harris.
But save him.
Impossible. There is no cure.
But Steve is my nephew. Steve.
Be quiet, you fool. Come, let us go to your office.
No, I must stay here.
Come up, I have to drag you. Now, brace up, Harris. Don't lose your nerve. Come on, man.
Broken glass. Oh, Uncle Nick. Someone. Broken glass.
Yes, Steve. Someone broke glass. And I mean to learn just what your Uncle Nick had to do with it. He and Gregor Calanza.
Calanza, you've got to do something for Steve.
What can I do? I told you the disease was fatal.
But I don't care about the others. Steve's different. He's my sister's son.
So you said. I am sorry.
Calanza, tell me, isn't there some sort of serum?
No.
But you gave me antitoxin.
That was to prevent your catching the fever. It is different. Your nephew is already infected. There is no hope now.
There's got to be.
Harris, pull yourself together. You are being well paid.
I know, but money won't give Steve back to my sister.
I told you I was sorry. But there is nothing to be done. Nothing. I am going back to the wards. The progress of the disease is very interesting.
Oh, don't be so callous.
I am a scientist, Harris. Now get hold of yourself, man. Remember, a soldier died this morning. It is murder now.
Murder?
Yes. And death is the penalty for that. So you'd better keep quiet about it. I will see you later.
Calanza!
Later.
Oh, Steve. Steve.
Weeping won't help Steve, Dr. Harris.
Eh? Who spoke? Who's there?
The shadow. Your nephew is dying, Dr. Harris.
Who are you? Where are you?
I am here, although you cannot see me, Dr. Harris.
What do you want with me?
You and Gregor Calanza are responsible for this disease.
No, you're wrong. I don't know anything about it.
You cannot lie to the shadow, Doctor.
I tell you, I know nothing.
Then your nephew dies, Doctor. Dies horribly.
Oh, stop it! Will you stop it?
The voice of the shadow is never silent when there is evil.
I won't talk to you. I won't talk to you. I'm getting out of here.
You cannot escape from the shadow.
Leave me alone.
We shall meet again, Dr. Harris. And then...
Here's the test tube you wanted, Dr. Harris. All right, put it down, man. Put it down.
Yes, sir.
Now leave me alone. I've got to find the serum that will counteract the effect of this fever.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, sir. Let's see, where's that culture? Oh, yes. Now this formula will only work.
Hurry, Dr. Harris. Steve is dying.
You?
You dropped your test tube, Doctor. Just the way you dropped one in the barracks. Spread the germ.
You know that. But I didn't. I didn't.
Tell the truth, Doctor. Think of Steve.
Oh, you fiend. Will you leave me alone? I must find a serum that will cure him.
Only Gregor Calanza can give you that in time. Who is he? Where's he from?
I don't know anything about him.
Calanza more to you than your nephew? Speak, man. Calanza got you into this, didn't he? And now Steve is dying, Harris.
Stop
dying.
it! Stop it! I tell you, I can't stand it. Let me out of here. Safe in my room. Now, wait, I must lock the door. Locked and bolted. Now he can't get in. That voice coming from nowhere. Always in my ears. Oh, I'm going crazy. Where's my bag? I've got to get away.
And leave Steve dead behind you, Doctor?
How did you get in here?
I'm with you all the time, Doctor.
Oh, please. Go away. Please leave me in peace.
There is no peace, Doctor, for a man who will let his nephew die in agony.
Oh, I'd save him if I could. Believe me, but I don't know how.
Calanza knows.
But he says there's no cure.
Did you believe him? He had an antitoxin, didn't he? Perhaps he has a serum that will cure the disease once it's developed.
But he told me...
He got you into this crime, didn't he?
Yes. Yes, he promised me wealth. I've always been poor.
Why did he pick this army base for his crime?
Because if he's successful, it means the entire army will be wiped out in this way.
United States Army?
Yes. This disease would wipe out whole armies. Then invasion would be a simple matter. But you can't isolate the germ. There's no cure.
There must be a cure. Calanza would have one.
But he says there is none.
There must be. Make him tell you what it is. Otherwise, your nephew dies.
But I can't help him. Or this country either.
Steve is dying, and you're afraid to cross the one man who might cure him. What is Calanza compared to your sister's son? He got you into this. Make him help you.
All right. All right, yes. Yes, I will.
But hurry. He's out there now, watching the soldiers die. Watching Steve and the other men he's poisoned. And enjoying it, Harris. Enjoying it.
I'll get him to my office and make him give me that serum. That's it. I'll make him.
Hurry, Doctor. Hurry. This way, Colonel Torrance.
Tell me, who are you?
I am known as the Shadow, Colonel. Please do not waste more time in wondering that you cannot see me. I told you I could clear up the mystery of this epidemic. I'll keep my promise, sir. Just step in here, please.
All right. Wait a minute. This is Dr. Harris' office.
Yes. You'll know the whole story in a few moments, Colonel. Get behind the screen, please. Don't move until I give the word. Here they come.
Come in here, Calanza.
Harris, have you lost your mind?
Maybe.
Dragging me out of the ward like that. You must be mad.
Now, you'd be crazy, too. If that thing followed you around all day.
That thing? What are you talking
about?
A
voice, Calanza. A voice. Something that you can't see. But you can hear him all right. He keeps talking.
Oh, Harris, snap out of it.
I tell you, I heard him. He knows all about you and me and the disease.
Who knows all this?
That voice, the voice. He knows everything.
You're dreaming. Seeing your nephew sick has upset you.
Yes. We made my nephew Stephen get the disease, Calanza.
Well, he is not the only one.
But he's got to be cured.
No, don't start that again. There isn't any cure.
You're lying.
Harris, don't be a fool. I can't afford
Then there is a serum that will cure the disease.
Well, what if there is? I am not wasting it on your precious nephew.
Oh, yes, you are.
Harris, put down that gun.
You listen to me, Calanza. Either you give me the formula for that serum or I'll kill you. I mean it.
The formula's worth a fortune, Harris. It will make us both rich. If you will only use your head.
Never mind the talk. Don't try reaching for your gun either. I'm watching you. The formula for the serum, quick.
All right.
Where is it?
In my pocket. It never leaves my wallet.
Give it to me.
Oh, just a minute. Here. Take it.
Thanks. Now I can save Steve.
Do you know enough medicine to read that formula?
I must read it. Yes. Yes, it's plain enough. I can make this serum. Look. It says you take...
This is Cosidi. Fool. Did you think I really meant to have you get my serum? Die like the others. Now, I will take back my formula.
No, I'll take that paper, Calanza.
What? Who snatched that paper?
I did, Dr. Calanza.
A voice. Harris was right.
Dr. Harris was quite right.
Give me back my formula. I'll shoot.
What will you shoot at, Doctor?
You're not shooting, Calanza. Throw up your hands.
Senator Torrance.
Drop that gun.
Never.
Take it then.
Calanza's dead, Colonel.
Never a man deserved to be shot.
It's that murderer.
Yes. Yeah. Take the form in the laboratory. Get the serum made up and hurry.
Well, what about you, Shadow?
My work is finished, Colonel. Rest is up to your medical staff. Colanza and Harris dreamed of power and wealth to be acquired through mass murder. Such dreams are dearly bought. The price of Colanza's dream and Harris's traitorship was death. The hidden menace to the armed strength of our country has been uncovered and destroyed.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine, now on sale at your local newsstand.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
Smiles and joy on every face. It's time to leave this happy place. Packed our gears and locked the door. Running free just like before. Rising high as the stars above. In work we find a piece of love. Oh, daily triumph, here we go. As we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, on to see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. Laughter rings from all around. In this space joy can be found. Tasks are finished, time to play. Bidding adieu to another day. Oh, daily triumph, here we go. As we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, office, see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. Laughter rings from all around. In this space joy can be found. Tasks are finished, time to play. Bidding adieu to another day. Oh, daily triumph, here we go. As we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, on to see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. Laughter, rest, and time to dream. In the stars our hearts hearts will gleam. Count the moments, count the smiles. We'll be back in just a while.